Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the journey of understanding human life, creating a fulfilling life. And today is day 9 in 100 days. And as usual, we will start with a couple of minutes to think about the lessons, new lessons that we have learned recently or today, or applicable lessons, which we call takeaway, and realization what we have after we realize or we have an answers for a long-standing inquiry. So let's spend a little time for it before we before we get to know, before we explore about the new lesson today. Okay, so let's review a little bit about our previous session's lesson. Yesterday, we explored about how the the truth works, and we have the formula of attaining the inner peace. We have the formula of attaining the inner peace, and we know that there is a truth inside any one of us, which is never changing, everlasting. Because of that, we hold on the truth, we hold on the truth, which is never changing, everlasting. So that's why we're able to have or attain the inner peace by using the hearing nature, the seeing nature. When we hear, we know that we are hearing. When we see, we know that we are seeing. And the human nature, the emotion layers, has not intervened yet. So it generates a space inside us, which initiates the inner emptiness. The inner emptiness and inner peace follows. So that is the formula of attaining inner peace. Yesterday we have explored about that. So anyone who have heard about the lesson yesterday, you can check on the yesterday section. And today we'll get to know how our human nature works. And we can understand why any one of us has our ego, and what forms our ego, and it can explain why we behave in such a way and other behaves in such that way, and how we can make use of that to attain whatever we desire. Yesterday we have explored about how the truth in the most layer of human structures works. And today we get to know the 16 human nature layers of human. Get to know how it works. And there are 16 human natures or 16 human traits. And on the birds, any one of us has the same 16 human natures. We all the same. And why it generates different personalities? Because there are some key points that we'll discuss later. There are 16 human natures, and these humans structured knowledge we borrowed from Buddhism, and it was translated from Chinese to Vietnamese. So I keep the original translation, original version of that, and I will explain it in English. So the first nature is họ, which means receive. Receiving, receiving nature, receiving nature. The second, tưởng, nature, is perception, perception. Perception nature. And what our perception in the past is what we call remembering. Our perception in the present is imagining, imagining, imagine. And our perception in the future is foreseeing, foreseeing, foreseeing. The third human nature, hành, is execution, execution, execution. Expression, action, expression or action. Hello, đứa trẻ không bao giờ lớn. Thank you everyone for your presence. So we have thought, receiving nature, which means receiving nature, which is opposite to han, which is execution nature or expression nature or action. We acting out. Thức means consciousness. Thức means consciousness, awareness. Awareness. Tai means wealth. And talent. Wealth and talent. Beauty means physical form and appearance. Appearance. So in beauty nature, this is sắc nature, which is means beauty, and it has two types of beauties: physical form and appearance. Those who have high beauty natures in appearance, so their appearance will affect how they behave, how they acting out, how they receive things, how they imagine, for example, or their perception or their consciousness. Uh, anyway, it affect their behavior, their thoughts, thinking. And for example, those who have a high beauty nature uh, in appearance, and if they have something, for example, an acne on their face, so when they wake up, see an acne on their face or something like spots, dark spots on their face, they try to cope with that, or else they don't dare to go out, for example. Or those who have the beauty in physical form, which means it affects how they um, behave in a way that, for example, there are someone who have their very high request or demand on the visual arrangement. Like if they put that frame in that space, nobody should not change it or move it to another place. So they have a high demand just on their way, or by their way. They think is the perfect way to put it there. And if somebody try to move it, they will feel uneasy. Or somebody like to arrange or um, put the clothes in an order of size from smaller size to the bigger one, the bigger size, or by colors from the light colors to the darker colors. So because of their beauty natures is generate that behavior, uh, the beauty nature in physical form. So there are many kinds of physical form. Even how we say something, and some people they don't like that way to express something or say something. They like another way, like how to start a conversation. Somebody have some demand on it, so it's also belong to the physical form of the beauty nature, and it's affect how people behavior. behave. Sorry. Okay, this is sak, sak nature, which means beauty. Yan nature is reputation, means reputation, fame. Cook nature means consumption, consumption, or to specific eating, drinking. Thủy nature means rest, sleep. Time nature means desire. Song nature means anger. Sea nature means ignorance. Mạng nature means bright or arrogance. Nghi nature means doubt, doubt. Ác nature means cruelty, cruelty. Is it right? This is E, cruelty. Kiến nature means dogmatism, dogmatism, sorry, dogmatism, or stubbornness. So these are uh, a translation of 16 human natures from the Sino-Vietnamese, which we got this knowledge from. And now we will understand and explore how these 16 human natures words which generates our ego. And there is a concept that we need to know before we understand how these 16 human natures work. We have inner state, inner state, inner states, or electromagnetic inner states. And as we can see that in the human structure, with the innermost layer is the truth, which is never changing, everlasting, and enveloped by uh, an energy that we call halo energy, which is our balance energy. And the outside of the truth layer is 16 human natures. And outside of these 16 human natures layer, there is an electromagnetic energy, which is we call it yin and yang energy. There is positive and negative charges. So these and outside of these are electromagnetic energy, there is uh emotions layered. And outside of emotion layer there is the body, human body, and outside of human body there is another electromagnetic energy. So inside us there is two kinds of energy: electromagnetic energy, which has the positive and negative charges, positive and negative sides, particles, and we have halo energy, which is a balanced energy. So we have the positive, positive inner states, negative, inner states, and balance, balance inner states. With the inner state inside us, we have three states: positive states, negative states, and balanced state. and it's control or governs how our human natures works and operates. So because there are positive and negative charts, positive and negative particles inside us, is regulates our human natures. And with positive inner states, we have the high energy. It's release the high energies. So that's why there are machine that can measure the energy of humans or any objects or any physical form or isn't invisible thing. So they have an energy, and if we have a high energy, we can experience a good material life. And with negative inner states, negative particles in us, maturity, and we is release the low energy, and which can make people experience life badly with negative emotions. And with the balance in a state, with the balance in a state can help us to have the super height or super height or ultra height energy, which can help people experience a good spiritual life. Now let's see how these 16 human needs interact to each other, which generates humans' ego. The new, let's get a new one. So from um, on a paper, you draw a vertical line from the top to the bottom, and there are two ends. With the top is the positive side, positive charts, and at the bottom is negative charts. And in the middle is balance states. So from the middle to the upwards, there is an area for the positive inner states. And from the balance mode to downwards is the area for the negative states, inner states. And in 16 human natures, there are two natures which are the cores of human natures. That is which are mm, Pam nature means desire nature, and Tưởng nature, which means perception, nature. Oh, it's quite windy. Give me a second, everyone, to close the window. Okay. So, desire and perception. Desire and perceptions are the chords of human nature. Hmm, let's take another paper. If you have the pens with you and a paper with you, uh, please write down if you want to understand how the human natures work. We have desire and perception are the core of human nature. Desire and perception in wow in beauty in consumption, sorry, fam, in fam, in consumption, in rest, determine, determine, mm, anger, which I list here is the nature. It's not the emotion. It's just a nature. Okay. Anger nature. Okay, just write up anger nature. Ignorance nature. bright nature, doubt nature, cruelty nature, and view nature. Decides what you receive, how you express, and your awareness or consciousness. Desire and perception are the core of human nature. Desire and perception involve in desire and perception in beauty, desire and perception in fame, desire and perception in consumption, desire and perception in rest. Determine and desire and perception in wealth, in beauty, in fame, in consumption, in rest determines the anger nature, ignorance nature, pride nature, doubt nature, cruel nature, view nature. Decides what you receive, how you express, and your consciousness. Again, desire and perception, let's say here. Desires and perceptions about or in wealth, in beauty, in fame, in consumption, in rest, or desires and perceptions in wealth, beauty, fame, consumption, and rest. De- determines your anger nature, your ignorance nature, your bright nature, your doubt nature, your cruelty nature, and your view nature, and decides what you receive, how you express, and decide your awareness or your consciousness. Hmm. Go back to the sorry. There's like something. Desire and perceptions are the core of human nature. Desire and perception in wealth, in beauty, in fame, in consumption, in rest determines anger nature, ignorance nature. Sorry, determines the intensity and level of anger nature, ignorance nature, pride nature, doubt nature, cruelty nature, view nature. Decides what you receive, how you express, and your consciousness. And we'll see how it works. Start with the desire nature. Desire. And if the desire nature push towards the negative side, so we have the greed, greed. And if the desire nature push towards the positive side, we have generosity. Generosity. So when we talk about desire nature, it doesn't mean that somebody have to be greedy or generous, but it can be. It depends on our inner state, if it's positive or negative, and how we um, navigate if we are positive or negative in the human natures. So if you want, it depends on your intention, and if you want to do something for yourself only, like if your desire just for yourself, so it is greed. And if you want to do it for many people, not only you, and society call it generosity. Generosity. It doesn't mean that generosity is good and greed is bad. It depends on situation. If you are hungry and you want to eat, so you have desire about consumption, eating, right? So do you have that greed for yourself at that moment? But you need to eat and you want to have it for you. So it's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong about that. It will be a problem if someone keep that for a long time, only for themselves alone for a long time. So it will be a matter. So nothing's right or wrong here. It just make how your life goes. And it doesn't mean that generosity is good all the time. Somebody always think about other people, and and they when they give something, somebody want to um, receive something back. And if one day they need the help from someone, and they could receive as they expected. So they might have a realization that I was very generous to everyone, why I received nothing from them. And from generosity, they understand that no, I have to think for myself more. And it turns from generosity to greed, to greed. And do if you know the symbol of yin and yang, so the is extremes of something will turn to the other side. So is we need the balance state or the vibrations around the balance state. Too much of something is never good. Too much generosity is not good. Too much of greed is not good as well. So we need the balance state or like the vibrations around that area, the balance state. So that's about the greed and generosity. The second nature, anger nature. Anger nature doesn't mean that is anger, but it depends on our inner state if we have positive side or we towards to the positive sides, negative sides or positive sides. So the anger natures, I should use different colors here. Anger nature. The anger natures is pushed towards the negative sides. We have wrath or anger. Wrath or anger or rage. And the anger nature was pushed towards the positive side. We have contentment. 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 Next one. And we know that desire and perception are the core of human nature. And desire perceptions towards wealth, desire and perception towards beauty, desire and perception towards fame, desire and perception towards consumption, desire and perception towards rest determines the intensity and level of ignorance, anger, what else? Doubt, pride, view, cruelty, nature. So let's take an example so you can understand how the desire and perceptions, our desire and perceptions determines the anger nature. Let's say the other day I just got up work and I went home. And that day, as usual, I could have dinner at home. Um, and my friends, my um, friends at home have made dinner for me as usual, and I was hungry, so I had the desire about consumption, eating, and with my perception that I imagine there are a table full of the food that I like, because my friend told me earlier that she will spend time to prepare the food for our dinner, and I was hungry at the time, and I imagined that there are a table full of food that I love at home. So with that desire and perception, I was happily go to home, and when I opened the door, nobody at home, no food on the table. So if my anger desired appear at a time, so what happened? What happened in me? Because my desire and perception about consumption, and here is eating, was not satisfied. So my, and this means that, and it I want to have it for myself, right? So my anger nature is pushed towards the negative side, and rage, wrath appeared, and I have the anger with for my friends, and I called her, asked her where she was, and where's the food. With that anger, I can say something very bad to her to show my anger. Another scenario, on that day, my friend said, on a table that enjoy your meal, I prepare something for you uh, before I left. So at the time, my desire for consumption is eating here, and with my perception that, so that event goes beyond my desired and perception at the time, because at first I thought there's no food at home, and my expectation just is very low, and I think I have instant noodle only, or just eat something casual. Nothing's very important much. Just eat something that I can find at home. But when I saw the table with one of the food that I love, and it's beyond my desire and perception at the time about consumption, about eating. So if my anger nature appeared is pushed towards the positive side, and there is contentment appear. There's contentment appear. So now you know how the desire and perceptions about consumption, about wealth, about beauty, about them, about rest, determines the level and intensities of anger, of ignorance, of pride, of cruelty, of view, nature. And next we have ignorance nature. And the ignorance nature, if we push is towards this negative sides, if it's pushed towards the negative sides, it is embodied ignorance or confusion. Ignorance. And if ignorance is pushed towards the positive side, we have clarity. Clarity. Once my friend told me her incident that on that day she wanted have she wanna buy a luggage, a suitcase, and she saw an advertise on the internet and from a very famous brand. And if she just follow some steps that she can get the free suitcase, and she follow their steps, and but the end she have to deposit amount of money, but she couldn't get that free suitcase, but she just follow it. And after two times she deposit to their account, then she realized that it's a scam. And with that incident, let's see how the human nature works here. So at first she have desired to have the new suitcase, right? She have the desire to have the new suitcase luggage. And when she saw the advertisements and her perception, with her perception at the moment, she imagined that just follow the steps. So she have desired about buying the new suitcase. It means that is about wealth, similar to desire towards wealth. And with that things, it leads her to have, when she saw the advertisements, later to have the perception that she just followed their steps and she can get the suitcase, the free suitcase. And it lead to ignorance because she have that desire for herself. And with those imagination, just follow the steps. So that's why ignorance appear. She just follow them, just follow them. And then she got nothing from that. But if at a time she have her desires and perceptions about the wealth, and in this specific case that about the have the suitcase, and she saw the advertisements, and if she think for other people, for example, like they have a positive intention that get free suitcase is it's just good for me, what's good for them, for example. and she might think that uh, the clarity might appear to help her uh, overcome with that situation, with that incident. I have quite similar. I have encountered quite similar situation in the past, long ago, and it was a scam, but I didn't know that it was a scam. And I got an email said that they share their story and they want to make friends with me, and they offer something to me. And at the moment I was very young, and um, I didn't know much about scam, but I at the time I think there's nothing for free in these words, and I don't want to receive things, anything from a stranger. I don't know them, and there's no reason for me to receive it from them. So I denied. I reject their um, can say kindness at the time. But when I grow up and I saw some scenarios like that, and I know that is just a scam. So with that, even that I was not aware about it was a scam, the scam, but it's because with the positive, like with the good intention for in general for other people as well, not only me myself. So we have the clarity, and ignorance nature is pushed towards the positive side. We have the clarity. Yeah, I saw you, Bangful. Thank you very much. Okay, so we can use these uh these natures and analyze your life, how things operate and runs in such a way, not the other way. And we have another natures, desire, anger, ignorance. We have pride, nature. We have pride, nature. And the pride nature is pushed towards the negative side. We have inferiority. Or inferiority. Inferiority. Is it right, everybody? Inferiority. Okay. Mm, sorry, inferiority. Inferiority. Okay, inferiority. And if is the pride, if it's pushed towards the positive sides, we have super, superiority. Superiority. Let's say if somebody has the desire and has the desire for beauty, let's take beauty as an example. So they have the desire for beauty. Mhm. And when and the beauty here is I means about the appearance. So in the beauty we have physical form of things, and we have appearance, our appearance. So that person has the desire for their appearance, especially on their face. So they don't accept any any dark spots or any defect on their face. I need a very perfect one. So they take care of their face a lot. And the other day, that person woke up and saw an acne on her face, for example, on her face. So with the desire for the beauty and in this situation for her appearance, and she have the imaginations about the other people react on her appearance. So because of that, with that desire and perception about beauty, it's it is pushed towards the negative sides. So we have inferiority. The inferiority appeared, and she was shy to go out, and it's affect her routine. She she don't want to show it to other people. It's so how it works. And if she have the very high expectations or like desire on her beauty, and when she wake up and her face was perfect as she wants, and she want to show it to other people, and the superiority appear. Superiority appear. So that's an example. So for us to understand the how desire and perceptions about beauty, about fame, about wealth, about um dress, what else? About consumption scans determines the level and intensity of the bright nature. Next, we have doubt, doubt nature, doubt nature. And doubt nature is if is pushed towards the negative side, we have doubt or distrust. We have doubt. If it's pushed towards the positive side, we have reliability. Reliability. And let's take an example on the desire and perceptions towards wealth. Mm, money, for example. And on that day, so in the, for example, that I lived the same room with some friends, and one of our friends just lost their wallet, and that person and all the evidence or information points to me, for example, point to me, for example. So with the that person's desires and imaginations, and they want to find the answer for themselves, and the doubts will appear. It push towards the negative sides, and doubts appear. But if they have um, the positive, if the doubt nature is pushed towards the positive sides, and they understand me, so might be the reliabilities appear, and they think for other people, and at the time might be they have the clarity that is not enough, and it's not enough evidence, or they understand me well, so the reliability can appear. Then so you can try to see some situations in your life, and use this 16 human natures, and try to analyze it, why it happened that way is not the other way. And there are this kind of subjects in Buddhism that they use, and it's called um, is a subject in Buddhism for explaining things by human nature. But because the aims for human structures that I want to share to everyone, and I have learned from my master, from the wise man. So the aims for it that to have people attain the inner peace, which we will receive the truth from within. Like yesterday, we have shared with each other. I have shared with everyone, and here we just understand why we have these ego, we have this just human natures, or that behavior. We can explain things, and because we can explain it so that we can understand people better, uh, because we understand, so we can accept, and because we accept, so there's tolerance, and that energy is an energy of wisdom that we will explore it in the layer sections, and understand the human natures. We know how to make use of our desire and perception to achieve what we want. We have another nature, which is cruelty. Cruelty. And the cruelty is pushed towards the negative side. We have um, malice. And if it's pushed towards the positive sides, we have kindness. Kindness. If somebody are grant us something like a fame is beyond our desire and perception, so we can show, because it's our push towards the positive side, so it can we can show the kindness to them, for example. And the last one we have, hmm, okay, we have view, view, sorry, view. And the view For the view nature, if which push towards the negative side, we have dogmatism. Dogmatism, and if which push towards the positive side, we have acceptance. So now we understand why sometimes we are so stubborn. Sometimes we accept things easily because of the view natures, if it push towards the negative sides or the positive sides. So again, our desire and perceptions are the core of human nature, and our desires and perceptions in wealth, desire and perception in beauty, desire and perception in fame, desire and perception in consumption, desire and perception in rest, or desire and perception in wealth, beauty, fame, consumption, rest determines the level, the intensities and level of anger, ignorance, pride, doubt, cruelty, and view, and decides what we receive, how we express, and our awareness. Let's say if you have desired about health, for example, and when somebody shared some knowledge about health, maintain a good health conditions, or about Western medicine, Eastern medicine, for example, anything about related to health. So you have desires about that. So if somebody share about that, you can absorb it better than the subject about money or about economy. So if you have the tendency to learn something better because you have desire and perception towards that one in the positive sides, in the positive sides. So you receive, it decides what receive and how we express. We only show, we only express what we have, what we receive. So so you can show more um like interest in the subjects regarding health, and share about that, share with other people about that. And you don't want to learn, you don't want to receive, absorb, or share about things like economy, about money, wealth, something like that. So it's decide, our desire and perceptions determines decides how, what we receive, how we express, and our consciousness, our consciousness, because what we receive decides our consciousness, our awareness. So that's how desire and perceptions works, runs, and our it generate the ego. Um, Let me read the um, definition of ego here. So ego here is might not similar to the ego that you um, have in mind or you heard somewhere. So the ego is formed by the interaction and complexity of these 16 human natures. It shapes one's personality with their personality and nature, with desire and perception at its core. Again, the ego is formed by the interaction and complexity of these 16 human traits, human natures. It shapes one's personality and nature with desire and perception as its core. So it's now we have the very simple definition of ego. Somebody might mistakenly ego as something like um, self-centered, but here it just it's just a form of complexity of these 16 human natures, and because of its interaction, these 16 human natures interact, and the complexity of them is generates our personalities, our natures, which other people see from us, and our desire and perception as the core. Okay. Then and our desires, perceptions, if we stick, we hold on one design perception for the time, for a period of time long enough, it can help us to achieve whatever we want. Let's say if you have desire to go, now you're somebody here, you are maybe in the Philippines, because I'm living in the Philippines. I think this TikTok's algorithm would help me to share it to Filipinos. So if you are, for example, you are in the Philippines and you want to go to Vietnam, you want to go to Vietnam, and you keep that desire and perception. With that desire, you want to go there, and with the perceptions, you have the imagination that you can go there by some many ways. You can go by plane, you can go by boats, or on the seaway, or on the skyway, or can walk, and somehow to get there are many ways to get to your destination, as long as you hold on that desire and possession, that desire, especially desire, long enough, and it will help you to achieve it, because it determines your another human natures, and decides what you receive, how you express, and your consciousness. And why there are some people who fail to achieve something because they haven't hold on or stick to their desire desire and perception long enough. And it also depends on our inner nature, inner states. If we have the positive and balanced inner states, from balance to towards positive inner state, it will help us to have the good experience. We will have the positive experience in material and even the spiritual life. And we will understand how it operates in the another principle of the subconsciousness, or in the later sections, the following sections. And today, I guess we can wrap up here with the understanding of human natures, how it works, and we understand that everybody has the same 16 human natures, and why it is so different. We each of us has different ego, each of us has different behavior or what we show to other people or different personalities because of the interaction and the complexities of these 16 human natures, and compare it with the state, inner state, our inner state, if if it's negative or positive or balanced states. So it decides our reality. And because of that, we understand when someone behaves such a way, and we understand that because they have such desire and perception, and they have compared with their inner states, so it make they have that reality or that behavior. And when we understand, we simply accept other people as their mm, personalities, the complexity of their 16 human natures. And then we can simply have the tolerance for other people. And it will help us. We'll know the benefits of the wisdom's energies, and tolerance is one of the wisdom energy, and how it supports our life, how it make our lives better, or even very good experience in spiritual life and material life. So anyone, before we wrap up, do you have any doubts, any question, or anything that you want me to explain? Just you can put on the comments. I'm more than happy to hear your voice. Of course, I couldn't hear your voice here, but if you want me to clarify anything, please do. And when I understand how the human nature works, so I have I can understand human better, understand other people better, and understand myself better. And when people has different decision, different behavior, and you know that they just have different design and perception. And if you want to do something with somebody, so at first you need to clarify it about their design perception. If you all have the same design perception, if you have the same design perception and stick to that long enough, so you can do that together, so you can accompany it uh, with each other on the long run. And of course, we also need the positive balance towards positive in state, and how we have it, how we can have the balance and positive inner state, we'll discover in the following sections. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for your time, for your presence, for your patience. I know there are some quite new concepts here, and if you are patient enough, you understand yourself, but not only yourself, but other people, and you see how the world open to you, since you understand human, especially human life. Thank you very much. I'm grateful for your presence, and I'm also grateful for the knowledge, understanding that I have learned from the wise man, from many teachers, so that I can have these sessions. And it's time to say goodbye, and we'll see each other tomorrow around the same time. I might be late a bit, but I still have the sessions. from Monday to Friday in this 100 days. And bye everyone.